My body's killing me. Been working in the yard. Everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. Today I'm in MS2020, and we're sitting in Armstrong in New Orleans. Aircraft's cold and dark, and we're going to see just how far we can get with this. I have a friend coming over on Friday. I want to make sure that we're all good. So, and then tomorrow I'm going to run a flight in X-plane, a night flight, and we'll see how that goes. Make sure that everything is good for Scott when he gets here on Friday. Hey, Ghostly Lurker, how's it going? Welcome aboard. I'm just getting ready to get started. I got my fingers crossed, hoping that this is going to be a good ride. I'm in MS2020 tonight. For the first time in a while, I've been working out a few issues that I had with some buttons, so we'll see how that goes. I don't have any information behind you because, well, MS2020 doesn't give me that option like I have in X-plane, so unfortunately I can't do that. So let's get started. I'll get through all this boring stuff just as quick as I can, and I'll be backing out on my own power, so it may not be all that pretty. Alright, so let's get going. I've got my load data sheet here, so DC battery selected to bat, DC battery switches on guarded, standby powers auto guarded, alternate flaps are off guarded, fuel pump switches are off, wipers are set to park, hydraulic pumps are off, electric 2 and 1, landing gear is down, we've got 3 green on the landing gear here and on the aft overhead, weather radar is set to test, master caution reset, fault in up, and overheat fire. Alright, ground power is available. Let's confirm we have ground power with the AC selector. That's looking good, and let's get set for unconditioned air here. Galley power is on, and our IRS. Let's get those aligned. Emergency exit lights are armed. Let's just cycle that trim air switch. And let's enter our present position. I don't have SayIntentions hooked up this ride. Just want to make sure that this is going to run the way it should. Alright, so the coordinates for MSY match what the IRS is picking up. They're pretty close, so there's no issue there. Let me just get some bleed in here. Alright, flaps are up, and showing up. And let's give them the position lights. And you can come off. Alright. Let's start with the pre-flight now. Alright, leading edge devices test. Service interphone is off. Engine reversers are extinguished. EEC switches are on guarded. Crew oxygen is 12,000. Passenger oxygen is normal guarded. Flight recorder test. Lock speed test 1 and 2. And stall warning. It might be too early for that. We'll come back to that. 3 green on the landing gear. PSCU is out. And let's check the oxygen flow. And that's good. Lights. I'd like to find out what sound file is associated with that clicking sound and just nullify it. It's rather annoying. But I've not been able to find out where it's from. It's not from the throttles or any of these axes, so I have no idea where it's coming from. Hopefully it'll be gone in 2024. Alright, that's all good. Flight controls A and B are on guarded. Alternate flaps are off guarded. Spoilers A and B are on guarded. Your damper is on. VHF nav is normal. IRS is normal. FMC is normal. Source selector is auto. Control panel set to normal. Fuel temp is fine. Cross feed check. Fuel pumps are off. AC/DC panel is good. Equipment, cooling, supply, and exhaust is set to normal. Emergency exit lights are armed. No smoking. Seatbelt signs on. Let's get these window heat on. And let's run that test. TAT test. That indicator should go out, but PMDG doesn't have that set up anymore. Alright, wing and engine anti-ISAR off. Electric, hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. We have 3 entranceways open. Test, test, test on the flight data recorder. And the pressurization panel is showing 0. Being that we're at the gate with the door open, that's a good thing. Temperature is fine. And let's reset the master caution. Overheat test. Master AC wing body, very good. We are set for unconditioned air. Today's ride's 24,000. And outflow valve. Alright, and our lights, position lights are set up. We use the right igniter for today. And that's all looking pretty good. Alright, let's do ATIS clearance and then program the flight management computer. I'm going to need some charts here.
Southwest 1229, are we still clear to pushback at gate 4?
Yes, sir, Southwest 1229, you're pushback to first, sir.
This looks like there's ground crew telling us there's somebody behind us.
Can't see.
See if we're going to get ATIS here. I have the weather information already anyway. Just in case. I know I don't have an issue with ATIS when I'm using SayIntentions, but without it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, but I don't have SayIntentions set up to be used just yet. Alright, ATIS clearance, and let's program our flight management computer now. And let's put that back so we have some audio. Alright, MSY to KIAH, correct? And this is United Airlines Flight, UAL 1841. Yes, 1841, yes. On the way out, we've got runway 2. Runway 2. And we're going direct, so there's no SID here. And on the way in, we have EC right into 8 right from JEPEG. Okay, let's have a look at that. Alright, JEPEG, Girly, Barbecue, Link, Nisi, Conts, Bedlam, Chicken, Prey, Smoker, Shiv, Howlin', and then we're on our way in. Alright. And 8 right, let me have a look at that chart real quick. You don't have anything on the way out, but on the way in, let me take a look at that star.
Yeah, you can take 3-3 and you can exit at Sierra. 3-3 to Sierra and taxi right on into park.
I don't know what happened to the airport, just disappeared on me. Yeah, DC2, what do we have here? Check some restrictions.
Around the corner, just hold it in the old terminal building for traffic.
Alright, we're coming from JEPEG. So barbecue, we've got a restriction 280 below 29, that's in. Link 280 between 17 and 20, that's in. And then Nice, we need to be below 15. Cons, we need to be at 12. Chicken is below 7. And then we're going to Smoker. Right. Oh, Prey at 6. Then Smoker. Then Shiv. And then Howland. And then we get Vectors on our way in. And then we're basically just making a U-turn. And then on the mist, we're holding. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Southwest 1229, taxi legal hotel.
Southwest 1229, runway 1, via Kilo Charlie Show.
Alright, let me bring that up here. That looks good. Let's get our fuel. Now, for this ride, block fuel is 16.6. Payload is 276, I believe. Let's have a look here real quick. Fuel 16.6, payload is 27.6, gives us a zero fuel weight of 122.6. Let's get that in here. Fuel, right, total fuel is 16.6. Okay. Payload. Right. Payload. Get that in there. That looks good. Gives us a zero fuel weight of 122.6. Alright, what do we have here for our final reserve? Final reserve is 6.9. Cost index this ride is 35. And we've got flight level 240. It's our cruise winds. 208 at 9. And we're not going to derate. CG is 25.4. Flaps 5 takeoff. Trim is going to be 450. Engine out is 146. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's get our descent forecast in here. We're at 24, so we'll put in 20, 15,000, and 10,000. Now, what's our average ISA here? Average ISA is 15. And let's have a look at... I'm looking at 2990. Alright, and descent winds 116 at 13. 15 is going to be 081 at 10. And 10,000. 049 at 16. Oh, my fat fingers just put it in the wrong spot. What was 15? 081 at 10. Alright, and that looks pretty good. Let's have one more look here. JEPEG, girly, barbecue. And that was... I don't need that anymore. And that's on the way out. and then we're on our way in. All right. That looks good. All right, let's get, if I got to come back, if I've got an engine issue, let me get this set up. Decision height's going to be 413. Hey Jackson, how's it going? I see you snuck in here. Yeah, I'm surprised you're up, because I'm getting a late ride in here today. I was busy out in the yard. I'm going to 413 now. We're looking at 111.7.
Yes, sir.
Located here at the firehouse, like to reposition under tow to
16.
Hold there at the firehouse.
copy that. Delta maintenance 5 hold.
Alright, so that's good, that's good, that's good. Right.
And American maintenance, where were you parking? I forgot.
See if that frequency's on. Okay, good.
Speak 51, 53 Washington. Good morning to you, taxi department.
Let's check this frequency. See if ground's on here. Okay.
5604, good morning to you. Push through spot 10. Push through spot 10, Blue Street 5604.
Some frequencies are on, some aren't. Oh, you're working nights? Oh, that's why you're up.
JetBlue 1223, your pushback recruited spot 2. Spot 2, thanks.
Let's check that. Make sure tower's on here. Okay, we're good. So that's good, that's good. And what do we have here? Alright, that's all set. Let me have terrain, position, data, airport, station. I'm on the master. You're on the slave. You can have weather, station, airport, data, and position. And we're looking at 255. Alright, 146 is set. You're in, you're in. We're going to head straight up. I really want to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. Have a friend coming over Friday. Want to make sure everything is doing what it's supposed to be. I had to reinstall X-Plane because I screwed up those two computers the other day. Unexpected stuff. Alright, primary flight display, artificial horizon is level, ground speed 045 on the speed tape, V1 is 133, 146. And we've got a heading of 255, 24,000, barrels 413, 2992 under pressure. I've got terrain on the nav display. And let's get you set. Standby gauges are good. Reset the fuel flow. Auto brake to rejected takeoff. We are looking good here. Let's check the bottles. And we got a clean board. Alright, let's run that test. And let me have you down there. Let me have progress here from you. Alright, that's good. Let's do ground proximity. And we don't have any fuel in the center tank, so let's get the APU up and running. That test should be done. And that's good. We got low oil pressure. Alright, start that. Let's get the doors buttoned up. And we can get on out of here. Close. Close.
to you. The pushback is approved, sir.
And what do we have here for ground services?
Push 55, Victor, 4360.
And I don't need that screen anymore. Let me have the airport shot. We've got runway 2, so we got a rather short taxi here. My backing out on my own power may not be all that pretty, though. We're just waiting on the APU here. And we're waiting on those cargo doors as well.
Southwest 751, runway 1, via Kilo Charlie that holds short of 4.
Kilo Charlie, hold short of 4, Southwest.
Doesn't want to close those doors. Interesting.
Ground test 451.
Yes, sir.
So were we pushed before the Southwest on V1?
Brakes, tires,
Test 451.
hydraulic fluid, engine oil,
451,
refill. I don't see anything in here for, let's see, service. I don't want none of that. Why won't you close my doors? Let's see if it'll do it from here. No.
Okay, I got a couple of calling for.
Alright, let's see. Menu. PMDG. Options. Oh, I don't want that. Aircraft failures. What do we have here? All systems. Maintenance. Clear all.
And for the emergency vehicles, where you headed?
Yes, sir. Red 301 is the spot call. We're looking for an aircraft in docket 99.
Okay, you're looking for an inbound?
That's affirmative.
Okay, Red 301, I'll scroll out the radar here and see where he is. I'll get right back to you with an approximate,
They don't want to close. We're going anyway. Hope there were no animals in the cargo hold. I don't know why they don't want to close. I went into failures. There's nothing going on there. So, you know what? Let me try the 3D panel. Maybe if I push the button from there, it'll do it. Let's see. I don't know why I would have to do that, though.
Southwest 225.
Roger, dispatch. Southwest 225.
Roger, Southwest 225. Runway 1, let's pull up on Charlie. Hold short of 4, traffic off the
Yeah, it won't close them. It won't close them there either.
Charlie, hold short of 4, Southwest 225.
Very strange. Now, we're going to see if we can get this in the air anyway. Alright, let's come out of here.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead, change the tower. We're going to get you out of here in a minute.
Alright, are we on APU here?
Yep.
Alright, that's good, that's good, that's good. That is set. And we're on bleed air. Let's get disconnected all together from the gate.
I've got a company in the alleyway. Continue all the way down to the end of November there. Pull into the block of 15. I'll hold you down there so I can get him out. Okay, everybody is calling ground for push. Give me about 3.
Alright, it's removed the the chocks, so let's see if we're going to be able to get out of here. Oh, now it closed them. Alright. Maybe you got to get rid of the chocks in order to close the doors. You can't close them manually anymore. I don't know. Well, at least they're closed. Alright, so the little puppies don't have to take a deep breath and hold it. Alright, so we are good for engine start now, alright? Alright, so let's get the packs off, anti-collision lights on, and let's start number 2.
Stay on Juliet, ma'am, cross 4 and monitor tower.
Stay on Juliet, clear across 4, monitor tower. Have a good day, American 746.
Thanks, you too.
I'm not going to hold this out because my shoulder's killing me.
Go ahead and make that left turn into taxiway Charlie now. Cross.
Normally you would hold it out in case you get a hot start. You can just slap that back down and cut off.
And ready for taxi back outbound via the Banjo. Anybody ready for taxi Southwest 185?
So far from cold and dark, this has been pretty good. I mean, other than not being able to do the cargo doors, but at least they're closed, so that's good.
Okay. And is that Jazz 451? Are you number 1 back there?
And why are we not starting here?
Runway 1, let's take Kilo and Charlie to hold short of 4 for Jazz 451.
Kilo, Charlie, shut up, 4.
You don't want to start? That was weird. Oh,
For Southwest 185, is it a CRJ 200 there in front of you?
we are good here.
Okay, we're going to follow him. Runway 1, Kilo Charlie to hold short, runway 4.
Runway 1, Kilo, Charlie, follow Jazz, and hold short of runway 4, stop at 20.
Come on.
American 431, back to India.
American 431.
Does not want to start.
Just hold right there. Let me do a company X.
Interesting. All right. We'll do it the hard way. So I got to take a look at the fuel cutoffs again. They were working beautifully.
Juliet Foxtrot, shoulder 1, brake yard 4316, that's runway 33.
See if this is going to work.
451, cross 4 towers on the other side.
Alright, looks like we're up and running. I have to get a drink. I'll be right back.
American 431, runway 1, let's taxi out to join Juliet, short of 4.
1 Juliet, short of 4, American 431.
We got 4316, that busted exit is going to give way to you as you make the U-turn, so we'll take Juliet and Foxtrot, short of 1.
Juliet Foxtrot, short of 1, brake yard 4316.
Alright, we should be good to go. And we have you. I lost my stuff here. Position, data, airport, station.
You number 1 or number 2 there, last lady? Okay, hold there.
Oh, I don't want that.
Southwest, they pushed off the gate, either 7 or 8, that's in the alleyway.
We're going straight up. Messed that up too.
Okay, and where are you trying to go?
Messed you up too.
I can't get you there just yet, so just hold there. It's going to be a minute. I got opposite direction traffic.
I don't think it screwed anything else up. Alright, that's good. Good. We are good here. How are we looking on the gens? That's good. Up, up, up. You're off. You're off. We should have a clean board, and we do. Alright, let's back on out of here. Let me have you, and you. Alright, this may not be all that pretty, but yeah. Looking forward to 2024 in the not too distant future. Oh, I forgot, she really dies quick here. She doesn't roll as well as the Zebo mod. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, let's say that they've disconnected. Let me have TA, auto. Let me have flight controls here. Alright, and we are good. Let's have another peek here. Alright, that set is done. Alright, exterior lights, we are good. APU is needed, it's off. Master caution recall, we got a clean board. Flaps are set for takeoff. Transponders, TA, auto, weather radars, auto. Flight controls are free and clear. And we are good to taxi on out of here. And we've got runway 2, so we're coming out here to Echo, making a right. Echo Sierra. Looks like that monitor might be off a little bit there. Something else I'm going to take a look at. And you should be lit up as master. Couple of minor issues. No showstoppers though. Monitors seem pretty smooth. Although I have to realign that monitor. Monitor's definitely off after this ride. All right. My clock, TARA. Let's have a peek. Tender notification is complete. Exterior lights as needed. We are good. Engine start selectors to continuous. Auto throttles arm. Transponders TARA. Auto pocket brake release 40%, and we're out of here. I'm doing pretty good, Jackson. Anytime I can get into the flight deck, I'm doing pretty good. Although my wife has been beating me up. I've been out in the yard working all day. That's why I'm getting a late flight in here today. Been out in the yard. She's been working me to death. All right, we're at 40%. Oh, easy there, Louie. Watch what you're doing. All right, that's stable. Thrust set. Airspeed's active. Check. Throttle hold. We're stable through 80. she's a little, yeah, see. Yoke is acting up. Gear up. Yoke is acting up. Let's see how she handles this. Oh, and you know what? We don't have a SID on the way out, so let's just zoom in here. Should have a pretty good view out the window there. And for those of you that may just be joining in, this is MS2020 today. I like to do my day flights in 2020 going forward and my night flights in X-Plane 12. But you see, they got some kind of weird surging going on here. Definitely doesn't seem to be right. And the monitors are off a little bit here, it looks like. Oh, pay attention there, Louis. And we're direct now to JEPEG, yes. Oh, that should be a nice view. Beautiful view. She doesn't have that smooth feel to her. She's a little bit too abrupt. So let's see, United Airlines Flight 1841 from New Orleans to Houston. They did this ride in the real world in 1 hour and 26 minutes. So we'll see just how close we come to that. I guess I could have started that at the gate, but I got my clock going, so. And in the real world, they used runway 8 right, using these two arrival. So we're going to run the same ride. Yeah, MS2020 updated today, Jackson, actually. I didn't have a choice. A big box come up, said mandatory update. So it was either update or you don't get to fly. So I always cross my fingers when I see that box. It's hit or miss. And I just got everything set up in here, so I'm hoping it stays nice. But it definitely looks like I have to rework on my yoke. And rudder pedal didn't seem that bad. It might have been a little bit too abrupt, but definitely have to do some work to my axes. No doubt about it. It's going to be a nice mellow climb. We have a CI at 35, so it's going to be a mellow climb and a mellow descent. All right, we're coming up on 10,000. So far, pretty cool run. Couple of minor issues I have to look at. But considering everything that's going on here, not bad. But out of the 4 buttons that were giving me problems, 2 of them were the reverses and 2 of them were the engine cutoffs. So it looks like that issue is back a little bit. Hopefully we'll have reverses on the back end. 2024? Oh yeah, I already pre-purchased the, was it Deluxe Pro version, whatever they call it? Yeah. I think it was like 130 bucks. But yeah, I already pre-purchased. Looking forward to trying that. 3D graphics all the way down to the ground. That's going to be lovely. And supposedly they have actually improved performance, so that's going to be interesting to see. Because my AMD 7950 X3D with the Asus Tough board in here, the 4990, are performing beautifully, running 7 screens. So if they've actually gotten better performance out of 2024, that's even better. What are we looking at here? We've got another 32 miles to top of climb. We have 273 miles to go to Houston. And let's see, at JEPEG we should have 18.4 on the fuel. We're at 20.1 right now. And we should have 16.5 when we get in, unless I can't put her on the ground. We'll see. At JEPEG, we're going to be on that arrival chart already. We might not be on the moving map display, but and we had Nice. I said Nice 2. Yeah, we're on the arrival chart once we hit JEPEG, and we're 88 miles out of that, so we're just about on the arrival. Although I know you probably can't see this map. This map is not to scale, so there's no moving display on here. We don't get picked up until we're past Gurley inbound barbecue. So when 2024 comes out, I'm probably going to remove 2020. More than likely. I'll just dump that all together. Well, once PMDG is compatible. Because that's really the only thing that I need is the PMDG aircraft. Everything else was, nice to have. Hey Anthony, how's it going? Actually, this flight deck was built by Flightdeck Solutions. It's a company in Canada, and they make commercial flight decks now. I purchased this 9 years ago when they were dealing with the enthusiasts back then. Now they're dealing with commercial companies. Southwest Airlines is one of them that uses them. NASA's another one. So, yeah, this was professionally built by a top company. So if I could afford the licensing for commercial and all that stuff, more than likely. But it would cost a fortune just for the license. And then you would actually have to be attached to a school. So there would be a lot to go into it though. But it's nice to know that my flight deck is basically the same flight deck that's being used in Southwest Airlines through Flightdeck Solutions. That's pretty cool. Doesn't get any realer than that. Right? Yeah, Jackson, I can't blame you. 3D graphics all the way down to the ground. Yeah, 2024 I think is going to be a must-have. Going to close out 2024 on a high note. Hopefully with not too many bugs. Pay attention there, Johnny. Who's that? Gain Green? It's hard for me to see. I have a small screen here. Something like this now would probably cost you about $100 grand. But you can do it for a lot cheaper if you have skills. You know, if you can cut wood, drill holes, run wires, and solder, I mean, you could probably make this out of wood. Just cut out the squares, put your monitors behind it, get your buttons set up. I think the hardest part would be the backlighting and doing all that etching. And it also depends on what flight deck you want to do. You know, you could run a Cessna, which would probably be a lot easier than trying to do this if you're going to make it on your own. Yeah, exactly. You have to be by invite only, Anthony. Sorry, you're on the no watch list. And how about we switch over? See if that frequency's up. Yeah, exactly, Anthony. There's a gentleman that's not too far from me that actually did just that. He took the nose of a 737 and he built a simulator around it. And his simulator he's taken to the extreme. I mean, if the Boeing manual says that there are 10 pounds of pull on the yoke, he has 10 pounds of pull set up on a pulley system underneath the flight deck. He has an amazing setup. Above and beyond, that's for sure. Oh, hi, Cooper. How you doing? Me? I flew a long time ago up in New York. But no, not anymore. I've been sick for a while, so I'm on oxygen actually. So yeah, no, that wouldn't happen anymore. But most of my flying was done up in New York in Long Island, MacArthur Airport out in Islip, and Teterboro in New Jersey. And that was many moons ago. Then I met my wife, and that all came to an end. It was too dangerous. So now I have this, because the only thing dangerous about this is if something happens, I just hit the reset button or turn the computers off, go inside. Take my pick. And 5.3. So what are you looking at? What I said, JPEG, we should have 18.4 on the fuel. We're at 19 right now. And 16.5 when we get in, as long as I can put it down. So we're looking pretty good. And what are we looking at? We've got another 223 miles to go, another 119 at top of descent. How about we let them run around? Could have did that a while ago. Yeah, the initial cost, Anthony, yeah, you're not kidding. But what I did over the years when I first started working in New York, I would take X amount of dollars every paycheck and put it to the side and not touch it. That went on for 15 years. And then I had enough to buy the flight deck, the monitors, the computers, and get her up and running. But it took 15 years. And whenever that money started to burn a hole in my pocket, I would go on YouTube and I would watch people that had something like this to get myself refocused. It's one of the reasons why I put these online, is if there's someone else that's saving up for something like this, that's going through what I went through, hopefully you'll get them refocused where they don't just, you know, spend that money on something they don't really want. So, uh-oh. Need me? Oh. The wife's here. Shh. New Haven. Oh man, good for you. I wish I was up there. You get some good pizza up there. Can't get good pizza down here in Boca. Not at all. I mean, I found it one or two places. Albeats is close down here, which is pretty decent. But outside of that, man, what I wouldn't give to be able to get a good pizza. Dream Aero, nice. Yeah, Anthony, I don't have a room for a 6-way DOF. So I don't have the height. I'd have to get rid of my my attic. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I can't remember. There's a guy on YouTube, Barstool Pizza guy. There's one pizzeria in New Haven that he gave a 10 to. I'd really like to go try that pizza. That should be in range now. What are we looking at? We're under 100 miles now, top of descent. 98 miles top of descent and 202 to go, 201. So just about 200 miles and we're done. And let's see, that's 18 minutes from the runway. And we're due in 16:58. What? No, that can't be right. Oh, my clock isn't set up. I didn't set up my clock for MS2020. You know, the clock actually works without me doing anything in X-Plane, but apparently in 2020 I have to set it. I didn't. All right, we're doing pretty good. That should be in range. And JEPEG, we're at 18.6. We should have 18.3, 16.4 now when we get in. We're fighting a little bit of a headwind. We're looking pretty good. All in all, pretty good ride. That's pretty cool. I guess what, you just go there and you buy time in the simulator? Been a pretty smooth ride. Well, we're heading over the water here. Man, my mouth is dry again. Dawn, can you give me that? Let me have my drink. Mouth is dry, probably from all the talking, more than likely. Yakking up a storm. Yeah, I hear you. I am so used to like one or two places that I used to get pizza to all the time up in New York. Whenever we go to New York, my wife knows that when we go to New York, even if we're there for 2 weeks, I eat pizza every day. When my wife goes to go see her family in Jersey, she goes with an empty suitcase and picks up pizza and has it frozen and then puts it in the suitcase and brings it down. And then we put it in the freezer down here. I kid you not. All right, JEPEG, right on the money. Fuel's looking pretty good. So we're inbound Gurley now, 273. When we hit Gurley, I believe we'll be on that chart for the arrival. Where are you? DC, DC, DC. I give up. Where'd you go? Yeah, what the heck here? Right. Come in here. We have you. It's got to be on the list. I'm just not seeing it. There you are. Oh yeah, once we get a little past Gurley, inbound barbecue will be on that chart. Then we got some restrictions coming up on the way in. What are we looking at? 62 miles, top of descent, 166 to go. Yeah, my favorite airport, the one that I try to get out of all the time, is JFK. I've gone out of LaGuardia once or twice, but man, that is one hellish airport, man. Oh my! If I can avoid that airport, I would do it at all cost. Now what I'll do is we'll fly from West Palm Beach down here or Fort Lauderdale up to Islip out in Long Island, the airport where I used to fly out of, because I have friends out in Ronkonkoma. So it's great. Rent a car out there and then we're off to the races. Oh, cool. Nice. Depending on how long ago, who knows? Maybe you gave me a tour through one of the places. Been there a few times. Maybe we met. Although this was quite a while ago. So we're looking at what, about 30 years ago? Yeah, that's probably about right. Probably about 30 years ago. Ferraro. Oh, I got it. I know there's a gentleman, Pete. He's an Airbus pilot for JetBlue. Actually, he's been in the deck with me a couple of times. Yeah, so you know what? You never know. No, Ferraro. He's got the same last name. I think his favorite run goes into Vegas. But he's still young, so he's a player. All right, Gurley, let's see, 17.8. We're at 17.8. We're right on the money with the fuel. So we're looking pretty good. What do we have now? 45, top of descent, 148 to go. No, actually, I was a 9/11 first responder back then. That was actually my day off. I was a law enforcement officer in New York back then. I was assigned to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is 2 blocks from that building. I was off. I was asleep because I worked a night shift, and my wife woke me up and said a plane hit the building. And my first thought was some idiot in a Cessna, you know, foggy day, and smacked into the side of the building. And when she put the news on and I saw the hole in the building, I knew it wasn't no small plane. As soon as I called up and the desk picked up, I was like, yeah, it's what you ordered in, before I could even finish my sentence. So, and then it was 16-hour days for quite some time. That was a hellish day, that's for sure. That night when I got home, well, that first day was 16 hours. But we all look like chimney sweeps. If you ever saw that movie Volcano, with Tommy Lee Jones at the end of the movie. Everybody was gray. You couldn't tell who was what. That's exactly what we look like. And you couldn't touch my skin. The fiberglass from all the bulbs in the towers, my skin was on fire. My wife actually made me strip in the hallway. Everything went in the garbage. My shoes, socks, pants, underwear, everything. It wouldn't have been so bad, but I live in a 16-unit apartment building back then, and I was really in the hallway. I wasn't in, like, my house hallway, so the neighbors could have been peeking. And I definitely look white with this, the areas that were covered back then, that's for sure. No doubt about it. 7-2. That was a crazy day. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Yeah, like the Empire State Building. Yep. Plane slapped into that one too. And then you had another one, that ball player. He also slammed into the side of a building. I was one of the reasons why I became disabled and actually moved down to Boca. I lost a kidney to cancer, a thyroid to cancer, I've got a lesion on my brain, breathing issues, all kinds of stuff going on. So that was one of the reasons why we moved down here. And you know what? It's funny because when I spoke to my wife when we were still in New York, I said, listen, if we move to Florida, into Boca, I said, the garage is mine because I want it for my flight deck, for my simulator. And my wife just kind of looked at me, you know, with that sideways look like, yeah, okay. And she just yesed me. And we were down here about 2 years, I believe. And all of a sudden, I told my wife, listen, you got to get the car out of the garage. I said, my flight deck is coming. And sure enough, a big truck pulled up. A flatbed truck come out with the guys jacking up the big wooden crates, wheeling them in. My wife was like, what you do? I says, I told you I was getting a flight deck. And then I actually had Steve, the IT from Flightdeck Solutions, one of the co-owners in Canada, actually flew down here. And him, myself, and another gentleman, Axel, built this in a week. I was more of the gopher guy. Those two were the ones doing all the real building. I did like the screw work. You know, nut and bolt work on the simple stuff, you know, for the frame and all that stuff. All the technical stuff, that was done by the pros. Yeah, this is sitting in my 2-car garage. So, which is pretty cool. I can roll out of bed, walk down the hallway, go into the garage, fly whenever I like, and it doesn't bother anyone. Doesn't bother the neighbors, doesn't bother the wife, even with the sound on. Which is pretty cool. What are we looking at? 12 miles top of descent. Let's get them back in their seats. And I'm not sure why that's on. You should be off. And I said we are good down to below 29. Well, we're at 24 already. We're good down to 17. Let's see how the autopilot handles the arrival. It did pretty good on the way out. All right, what do we have for barbecue? Barbecue, we should have 17.2. We're at 17.2 right now. 16.3 when we get in. And we've got 110 miles to go now. So far, it's been a great ride. That's 30 minutes from the runway. So it's probably about 40 minutes since we left the gate. So if I can get in 45 minutes, we did this ride pretty decent. Yeah, it's taken out a few of my friends as well, Anthony. Yep, I've been fortunate. Yeah, I've been very lucky because a friend of mine, Frank, another sergeant back then, because they just started the 9/11 program for everybody. And I was in my 30s back then. What do I know? I felt great. I wasn't sick. And this sergeant broke my chops for a week, told me, listen, make appointment, make appointment, make appointment. I kept telling him, I don't feel sick. I'm not going to go waste the resources. Finally, I got tired of hearing him. And I said, all right, I'll make an appointment if I have the same time as you guys. Sure enough, it was me and 2 other sergeants went at the same time. By the end of the day, there was something they found on my lung as well as in my kidney and thyroid. So that was the end of a beautiful day. But that sergeant actually saved my life, Frank. He saved my life because I wouldn't have known until I was probably bleeding. So I was very lucky. Well, considering, all things considered, losing, organs is not lucky, but everything else. What an amazing view out that window. Beautiful. Oh yeah, I can feel my voice, my throat, all this talking. Oh yeah. I can feel my chest getting tight. I'll do a treatment after I get done. Yeah, a lot of people got sick. And back then you had Christy Whitman telling everybody, oh, the air quality's good. I don't know who she thinks she was talking to because, I mean, you're talking to New Yorkers. New Yorkers aren't stupid people. You look at that cloud, there's no way you could think that, oh, yeah, that cloud's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, between 20 and 17, we're at 21,000 now descending. We need to be 280 at link. So we're looking pretty good. We need, let's see, after that, below 15. And we're good all the way down to 12. So far, it's been a great ride with the PMDG aircraft inside MS2020. From cold and dark to where we are now. I just had an issue with the fuel cutoffs. So, although I guess the cargo switches, you can't do them manually anymore with the CDU, but those doors did close once I got rid of the chocks, so that's acceptable. So I just have to look at this, and I want to see if my reversers got screwed up because they were an issue as well. So hopefully that's working. Oh yeah, I've had some friends in here. Yep. Matter of fact, Scott's going to be here on Friday. Scott just purchased his own flight deck from a company in Italy. Matter of fact, he just flew in from there. He went and did his final inspection and made his final payment. So, yeah, he's going to stop in, and we're going to do a little bit of flying in MS2020. And if we have time, we'll get into X-Plane as well. But I usually fly X-Plane at night because I prefer the night lighting. Yeah, Jackson, you're right. Bad for my voice, though. Later on, I'm probably going to pay the price. It's going to be shot. Oh, really, Anthony? There's quite a few of us out here that have that set up. That's a great view. That was beautiful. 95, we're going in now. And the fuel, 17. Yep, we're right on the money. All right, we're inbound Nice. Nice, we need to be below 15. And let's have a peek here. Bleed air panel, auto pressurization. Oh, you know what? I didn't do any of this stuff there, Johnny. You better get on the ball, Louis. And what did I say? We have 8 right coming in here. I didn't do any of this stuff. I'm chatting away a storm. I'm going to fall behind the aircraft. What do we have? Decision height is going to be a deuce. Airport elevation is 95. That's good. 1097. 1097. 87. 87. All right, so our nav radios are set. Decision height is put in here. Local pressure is in. I've got terrain on the nav display already, course as well as the landing altitude. We are looking pretty good. All right, we're coming up 15,200. We need to be below 15 at Nice. And we're pretty much right on the money, 15,000 crossing over. We're good down to 12. And then we're going to slow to 250. We need to be above 10 at Bedlam. So far, this has been a pretty cool ride. And that's just about 40 minutes from the gate. Yeah, you know, Gain, when I decided to make the move down here, I knew that, I mean, I was already on oxygen, and I knew I wasn't going to be going out, you know, doing a lot of running around, especially down here in Florida during the summer months. It's too humid out. I like the heat, don't like the humidity. So, and I didn't want to become a couch potato watching TV, so I always enjoyed flying and science and space and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? I looked into this company, Flightdeck Solutions, I mean, as well as a couple of others, but these are the guys that that got the nod, and this was the best money I've ever spent. You know, I think I'm up. It's probably about 100 grand in this whole setup, but I'm going into my 10th year now, so I gotten a lot of enjoyment out of this over the years, going from FSX, P3D, X-Plane, MS2020, 2024 is going to be next. We can continue on down here. We need to be above 10 at Bedlam. And then we're going to slow to 250. Oh, first live stream. Oh, okay. I got it, Anthony. Yeah, I usually do a mix of both. I'll do some live streams, I'll put some videos up, and then if I'm working on stuff, I'll also put some of those videos up as well. All right, the fuel, 1717. We're right on the money. And a beautiful run. And let's get you set as well. And we can set you. So far, we've been pretty good. No speed brake required. And how about, we're going to be coming up on 10. We'll run through the whole thing here. All right, bleed air panel, auto, pressurization, landing panel. Landing altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Yeah, auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments and radios are set. Altimeter, local QNH is in. Recall. We got a clean board. Oh yeah, it goes my throat. All right, landing data, VREF minimums, let's see, and we'll go to right to exterior lights after that. We're coming in at $146. Woohoo! Let's continue down. I think we're good down to 7 now. Below 7, we're good down to 6. And we're coming up on 10, so let's... And exterior lights, yep, engine starts to lift is continuous. EFIS panel, I'm already set up on terrain. So we are looking pretty good. A little porpoising going on here though. You're gonna want a little drag now. Drag, yeah, I know, I'm on it, I'm on it. I'm on it. That's a little weird, flashing like that. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Dave. Yeah, we all get set in our ways, that's for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, so we're below 10 and we're below 250. So we're looking pretty good here. And we're good down to 6. 6 to Howland. And then we're on our, what are we holding at here? We're holding at 3. That's a pretty cool view. This is why I prefer MS2020 in the daytime. It has a much nicer look to it. But I do prefer X-Plane at night. I prefer the night lighting. But I use my own night lighting edits with reshade, so that's not just vanilla out of the box. It's been tweaked a little bit. The ATC you hear is FS ATC chatter. It's basically canned chatter. And depending on what frequency I tune in, you know, whether it's ground, tower, departure, you know, you'll get appropriate traffic based on the frequency. Yeah, pulling chalk, Scott. Yep, he will be here Friday. Matter of fact, I think he's up in St. Augustine now. So yeah, he'll be here Friday to do some flying. We're going to do some flying in MS2020 first, since I believe that's what his flight deck is being set up for. And then if we have time, we're going to move on over to X-Plane. Maybe get a night ride in there as well. So he's going to get here at 1 o'clock. So if you don't mind going live, I don't think he will. I figure by 2 in the afternoon my time, we'll probably be on the air. So that should be pretty cool. I'm not sure if he's going to want to wear any of these headsets. You know, that's another thing. He may not want to put on a headset, you know, with COVID and everything. Plus, I'm a sickly individual. And my Telex headset plugs into a box here. It's not like a USB one where you could just plug in his own. So that's the only thing. 281. And let's continue on down. And we're holding at 3. And the fuel, 16.8, 16.8, well, 16.5 when we get in, as long as I can put it down. So the fuel is not going to be a problem. Oh, this has been a beautiful ride. A couple of minor issues. There was some porpoising going on. See, this shouldn't be on at all. A couple of issues. There's some flickering going on with the message. These are doing a little bit of flickering. And my idle cutoff switches. So pretty minor considering everything in here that's in use. So it's pretty cool. We're going to 268. And that's just about 45 minutes from the runway. So you figure that's probably about an hour. So if we can get in 26 minutes, that's pretty much just about what they did in the real world. United Airlines Flight 1841. Oh yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I'm using Device Interface Manager right now with the Flightdeck. I think on Discord, on the Discord channel, there should be a download section on the left-hand side of Discord where you should be able to click on the download link and grab it. Yeah, pulling chocks. You watch his video? It's pretty cool. Putting that back together again. I'm telling you, he's becoming a pro at it. He's done it so many times. He's probably just as good as the guys up at Flightdeck Solutions. Glitches, I'm maintenance. So when glitches happen, it's on me. I gotta fix them. So unless it's a problem with like Device Interface Manager or like an interface script, then it goes back to the creators if I can get them to do work on it. So. But yeah, if you go to Discord and then just do a search, I guess, for Device Interface Manager, you should find that program. Matter of fact, actually, if you're on my YouTube channel, if you look at my playlist, There should be one for Device Interface Manager, and I think the very first video has links to Net Framework, which is required, as well as Device Interface Manager, the setup exe file. What kind of checkout? I don't know what you mean. Oh, for maintenance? No, basically when I bought it, it's mine. So they came down here, set it up, and that was it. But it's 9 years later, and everything is still golden. The only thing I did was I changed some pots in the MCP, or Hall effect sensors that were in here that got a little bit fuzzy. I replaced those, and I added backlighting to my JetMax throttle quad only because I wanted to. I didn't have to, but I wanted light down here. So, and then I also changed the controller board, and I changed the Hall effect sensors in here as well. Didn't have to, but I wanted to. So, but that's it. Everything else is just the way it came from Flightdeck Solutions, and that's almost 10 years now without a hiccup. So that's a testament to the quality of their stuff. All right, we're pretty much off that chart here, so let's bring up the approach into 8 right. There we are. And from here, we're going 267. So basically, we would stay on this heading until ATC told us to swing around and come on into land. So we'll continue on down, then we'll swing around, come into Elpo, and head on in. All in all, it's been a great run. A couple of minor issues, but that's pretty much it. No, not really, Anthony. None. None. When the flight deck came, it came in sections. Like the pedestal was already pre-built, the throttle quad was built, the MIP section was built, the forward overhead section was built, the aft overhead section was built. It was basically just putting the pieces together, like an IKEA kit, you know? So it wasn't that bad. Having those skills going forward for maintenance is definitely a huge plus. No doubt about it. Alright, let's go to Elpo and let's head on in. Let's get ready to put it down. That's a great view. Oh, I'm not using photogrammetry in 2020. For some reason, it looks like the buildings are melted as if they were hit with a blast. Let's start slowing down. A nuclear bomb hit it. So I'm not using that. And it kind of kills some of the additional stuff in the distance. And let's go to 5. Pretty cool view. Hey, testimonials for life. How's it going? Yeah, we're coming into Houston right now. We're using MS2020 tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back in X-Plane 12, making sure that's working. I want to make sure everything is good for when Scott gets here Friday, and we don't have any major showstoppers. So far, this was pretty good. Just a couple of items I want to take a look at, but not that big of a deal. And PMDG performed beautifully. So, all right, we're holding at 3. Yes. And on a mist, we're heading straight out. And then 087, okay. Oh, we just get a weather update. Look like the weather just went crazy there. Let's get these down. And this basically has been all the auto flight system from PMDG. There's a little porpoising going on this flight, but... And we'll go 15. And we're going to slow all the way down, VREF +5. I mean 25. And we'll see if she can handle this approach. Let's pick up the localizer. A little bumpy here, but not too bad. And we're going to have a 12 knot headwind coming in. And we'll go 30. And we're on the approach now. We're holding at 3. And you said 087. On the way out. Alright, we are good. Alright, so we have lights, engine start selectors, auto brake, speed brake, landing gear, flaps. They have been notified. And let's have a peek. Pending notification is complete. Speed brake is on. Landing gear down. 3 green. Flaps are set for landing. And you should not show speed brake extended there, Louis. But you should show armed. That's better. Alright, I don't need that anymore. Let's have the airport now. And in the real world, they went to gate 7 Echo. That's right by RB. So far, this is all PMDG, looking pretty good. A little bit of porpoising going on there, but the view is pretty cool. Liking that view. See, now the weather's not changing, and yet we're doing a lot of dipping and slipping here. Should be doing that. You know what? My baby. My bird. My bird. Yeah, the yoke feels a little lazy here. Man, what a view. Beautiful. What a beautiful view. Houston, here we come. Ready or not? Oh yeah, my voice is definitely going. Hell, it actually did pretty good for most of this flight anyway. Oh, we're pretty early here. 55 minutes this run. I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at that. Maybe I wrote that number down wrong. Ain't gonna take us a half hour to taxi. Continue. Prepare for landing. Whoa, where'd that come from? Whoa, easy. Easy. Whoa, whoa, easy there, Louis. Now the reversers are working, so it looks like it's just the engine, the fuel cutoffs. Wow, we're not slowing here at all, Johnny. And on those brakes. was a pretty cool ride.
X36 direct area descent.
You can go to TA, you can go to test. Alright, and we gotta come around here. I could have went straight across. Now I gotta go all the way around. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. Well, hope you enjoyed that ride. I did. That was pretty cool. Couple of issues. I gotta line up my monitors, too. A few things have to be worked on here. Alright, we got a right and a right coming up. Right, right, left. Let's stop here for a sec. Let's clean you up. And don't need you. Alright, and that's all looking pretty good. Yes. Oh, we got a fault here. I guess we're going to be going on ground power when we get in. Alright, what do we have here? Electrical, let's see, exterior lights as needed. We're good. APU start, yeah, that's not going to work. Your damper is off. Window heat switches are off. Probe heat switches are off. Engine wing and the ISO off. Engine start selectors as needed. They are off. Auto brakers off. Speed brakers down. Flaps are up. Transponders TA auto weather radar to test. Alright. And runway to runway, 58 minutes. All in all, that was pretty cool. What are we making? We're making a third left here, right? Yep. Sierra. Sierra Foxtrot. We'll take that too. Yep. I think next I'm not even going to bother. 2024 is going to be out in a month. I'm going to say I was going to add some aircraft in here, but we'll be going to 2024 soon. All right, we got this down. What do we have? I said gate E7. E7 is the gate. Oh, you're welcome, Dave. Oh, level D, yeah, nice. You know, if you start flying with some really bad controllers and get really good, you get into something that's that smooth and that nice. Yeah, you probably outperform some of the guys that have been there for a while. We got RB coming up, right? RB, baby. I don't think anybody's going to be in our spot. We're right in the corner. And how about we get you set up? Get ready for ground services and all that stuff. And we're coming up to our pillar right here. Here's our spot. And we can kill number 2. See if that's going to work. Yeah, it's killing the number 2 engine, so I don't know what that was on the engine starting. I have to go take a look. Hopefully that was a one-time fluke.
I'm sorry, say this again?
13562.
62, thank you.
They can't shut down that one engine until we get ground up here, so let's see, ground services, set the chocks, give me power. Alright, the chocks are in position, we can lose that. Ground power is available. Alright, we're on ground power. Alright, so let's see, ground power, don't need you, don't need you, don't need, let's kill you. Now we can get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, and you're on standby. Let's have a peek. Electrical power, we're on ground. Bleed panel, we're set for unconditioned air, yes. Nope, we are now. Fuel levers to cut off. Anti-collision light is, oops, you're slipping, buddy. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Hydraulic pump switches, electric 2 and 1 are off. Exterior lights as needed. We have the position lights. And flight director switches are off. Chocks in position. Parking brake is off. So let's go here, get the doors, open you, and open those. And they open. Okay, so they're working all right. All right, so let's shut it down completely. IRS select is to off. Emergency exit lights are off. Exterior lights are off. Bleed air panel, let's get set. You are going to be, and that is set. Engine start select is to both. APU, let's get rid of ground power. And AC/DC select is to standby, and then DC battery switch off. And that's a wrap. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that run from New Orleans to Houston. That was a pretty cool run. United Airlines Flight 1841. We mimicked that flight, which was a real-world flight, from gate to gate. And actually, it was a pretty enjoyable ride. So I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of people tuned in tonight. That was pretty cool. I always enjoy the company and the conversation along the way, as my regulars know. So with that, I will catch you on my next run, everybody. I got to give my voice a break, man. All right. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll catch you later.